Hello, this is Rodney Robinson. I administer the Facebook group Pendulum, Dowsing and Energy Balancing. And today I'm responding to a question by one of the members of the group who wanted to know what he could do in order to obtain a pendulum response. As try as he might, he couldn't get any kind of movement out of his pendulum. So let's go through a few of the things that maybe he can try and see if that can be rectified. So we start our pendulum session with a short prayer, and this should incorporate some measure of psychic protection. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. There's a lot of information out there, and there is a great PDF in the files section of the group on psychic protection. So various examples of prayers, or you can use your own. It's not really important what you use, as long as you start with that protection around you. Now, the most common reason why you cannot get any kind of response from your pendulum is probably going to be muscular tension. And it's always a good thing to begin your sessions with a little meditation. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just sitting upright, centering your consciousness, and some nice deep abdominal breathing while you bring your consciousness in to the point of alignment between the crown chakra and the root chakra. And just in those moments of nice, slow, steady breaths, release the tension physically, and also any thoughts and problems that might be going through your mind, release them. Because if you approach your dowsing session still with the thoughts in your mind of any problems that you've been working on earlier, or any worries, then that is going to impact on your dowsing. So that's something that you can try. Now, the other thing is hydration. Drink plenty of water. If you're dehydrated, again, it will be a problem to get good dowsing, and certainly to get accurate dowsing. Okay. The actual pendulum itself can be a problem, especially if you're using a pendulum like this, which I wouldn't recommend as a beginner pendulum, one that's made of quartz and one that has a chain. To make a long story short, these things are too energetically volatile and could interfere. Not in every case, but if you're using a pendulum like that and you're having problems getting a response, it certainly is worthwhile changing it and trying another pendulum. You'll hear that most experienced pendulumists like brass or wood, and I certainly agree with that. A nice brass one or a gold plated brass one are really good pendulums to use. Here's a brass one that I like. Okay, different types. Here's a Karnak. This is a great one for a beginner because it's got a beautifully elegant shape. It's of the Egyptian style, so it's a highly energetic pendulum, but it doesn't store and release information that it's picking up from the environment like a crystal would. It really projects energy that's going to help with pendulum alchemy and healing, if that's where you want to go as well. But because it's got a nice sharp point to it, it's great for chart dowsing. And that brings me nicely on to the next issue, is that by trying to obtain a pendulum response, yes or no, holding the pendulum in the air in the traditional way, may prove a bit difficult if you're a beginner. So get a chart with yes and no on it and hold the pendulum over the chart. And a lot of people find it much easier to get the pendulum to swing along a segment of a chart than they do by holding it in the air and getting a positive or negative circular response. And you can make a chart very easily by just having a piece of paper and writing yes on one side and no on the other, and just seeing where the pendulum swings towards. And that brings me nicely on to the next problem that people have, is the swing. Because if you're starting with a stationary pendulum, it's got to build up that momentum to actually start moving before it can really tell you anything. So give it a little bit of a help by swinging it in the neutral swing, to and fro, and ask your question. You can do this if you're just holding it in the air or over a chart like that. Just give it a little bit of a head start by swinging it, and then you will see the pendulum change to the segment of the chart that you want. And when you're beginning, I would say definitely get yourself a yes-no chart, a percentage chart, a colour chart, as a as a starter group of charts, and you can build up from there. Okay, so we've covered quite a few things there. The other thing that you can do with your pendulum is to change the length of the cord. Now, most people start holding the cord far too long, like this. Now, you can get a response like that, but you'll get a much faster and livelier response by shortening the cord. Something like that, even shorter. Something like that. You'll get quite a fast response to a shorter cord. So that's something that you can try again if you can't get the pendulum to move. All these things should certainly get you obtaining a pendulum response. Now, if you're still having difficulties, there are still one or two more little tricks up the sleeve. One of the things that you can do is you can tune the pendulum to your own personal frequency, your own your biofield. And how you do that is just hold the pendulum over your hand, and again, with the pendulum swinging backwards and forwards, just let the pendulum cord out little by little, and then at some point the pendulum will swing in a clockwise direction, indicating that it's tuned to your own personal frequency. And you can put a little knot in that point on the cord if you wish, and that holding it at that point on the cord will possibly give you a better dowsing response, because it's in tune, in resonance with your biofield. And this is another reason why people don't hand their pendulums to others to use or touch, because the more you can keep your pendulum on you within your biofield, the more it will imprint actually into the sort of physical reality of the pendulum, the structure of the pendulum, your own biofield frequency. And as it is more in tune, more in resonance, as we say, with you, then it will give you a positive, more accurate, and certainly more lively dowsing response. So there's a little trick for you as well. The other thing that you can do, it wasn't mentioned to me in any way what this person was dowsing for, what the questions were, but as a general principle, you can try rephrasing the question. Good idea to have a notebook, write down what it is that you are wanting to know from the dowsing, and then write down some questions and play around with the wording. You might want to change various words, or you might want to sort of change the order of the words, the structure of the sentence of the question, and that can make a difference as well. Okay. It may be that what you're doing is you're asking a question and the pendulum is moving, continuing to move in the neutral position. And this could indicate that it can't answer at this time. It might be that all the information isn't known. You don't know enough about the subject you're questioning about. This happened to me recently when I was trying to find the best model of Kindle to buy. When Amazon switched off the support for my software to my old Kindle and I had to buy a new one, I was a bit miffed with the fact that I'd been forced to throw my old Kindle away, even though it was in perfect working order. And I was looking for another Kindle, but actually the list that I had didn't actually include the Kindle that was most useful to me and most in tune with my needs. And when I extended the list of models, then my Pendulum responded and went to the right one, which I subsequently bought. Okay. You can, of course, check your level of dowsing accuracy because it may not be the right time for you. We all have periods where our dowsing accuracy maybe dips a little bit. This may be for many reasons. It may be just that you're not feeling on top form that day. Maybe a little bit stressed. And you can check this with a chart. I like to use the percentage chart and ask, what is my percentage degree of pendulum accuracy at this moment? And the pendulum will then swing. Mine's very high today. It's going right up over 100%. So it should be a minimum 100%, okay, on your percentage chart. Okay. Right, so if you're still having problems after all that, another trick you can use is to change your direction. And you can use your pendulum to do this. You can actually hold your pendulum and rotate through the points of a compass. And then at some point you will face the direction. This is my direction. And you can make a note of that. And whenever you're doing dowsing, if you face that direction, you will find that your dowsing will be more accurate and you should be more able to obtain a dowsing response from your pendulum. And take a note of that position because it will stay the same for you after that. Okay, so that should clarify, that should really cover everything. If you're still having problems after all of that, then I can only think of two things that might be wrong. There may be some energy that is stored in the pendulum, some kind of low or dense vibrational energy that needs clearing. You can use a decree to do that. It may be emotional blocks within yourself. You might have some negative emotions that you need to release. That's too big a subject to talk about here, but there are charts to help you discover those emotional blocks. I'm drawn to the book, The Emotion Code, I think it's called. You'll know it. I'm sure it's one that you'll have come across. But there are lots of charts around there on discovering, emotions that require releasing. Some of them are deeply embedded in different layers of our being. Again, that's a big subject, so I can't cover it all in one video. And the other thing is chakra balancing. You could identify if there are any chakras that are, functioning poorly. Maybe they have blocks, or they need to be activated or harmonized, which you can do with a pendulum decree. So I haven't covered pendulum decrees in this video, but they can be very helpful too to help you on your way to getting good pendulum responses. And I think I will have to cover that in the next video that I do. So hopefully you found this interesting, hopefully useful, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.